As you can tell by the title of this video, I no longer have a job.
Think about it and remember everything you're fighting for. The apple don't fall too far from the tree. If it don't bring peace, gotta learn when to leave. So grow and bloom like a new Dahlia. You got the loud, put it in my kind of style.
So this is gonna be a super chill, just lax, personable video, just really raw and unedited, just me talking. I'm in a robe, like I didn't get dressed up. I did my hair and makeup just to feel better about myself, but not going anywhere really. A doctor's appointment later and that's it. But I say that in a questionable way because let's just start over. So yesterday morning I woke up relatively early, as I do. It was like 5:30. Got my boyfriend ready. He left to work. Like, I didn't get him ready. I got his lunch ready and he went to work. And I was drinking my coffee, chilling, and it was like 6:45 and I was like, oh shit, I need to go jump in the shower. My coworker called me and she was like, it was by 7 o'clock at this point. And she was like, did you see the email? And I was like, what? What are you talking about? And she was like, yeah, there was an email that went out at 6:55. And I was like, no? Like, what did it say or what? And she was like, girl, the whole company was furloughed. What? What? So there was a company-wide email letting everybody know that we are temporarily furloughed until we receive funding. And she was like, yeah, but there's like apparently like 7-8 employees that are still going to stay on board. They're like needed or whatever. So we were like thinking like, who are they? Like, who would those be, you know? And I guess your girl just girl bossed a little too hard that I am one of those. But I'm still working under the assumption that if funding does not come in, then I do not get paid. So legally, I'm not working. I'm just finishing out some duties. Just because I don't want to get anybody else in further trouble, you know? So legally, I agreed, which I did agree. They did ask me and they did set the premise that, you know, if we don't get funding, you don't get paid. And I said, that's fine. I at least want to know that if the company makes it through, like rides this wave and we make it through, then I at least want to know that I tried. And if not, then at least I know that I wrote it out till the very end. So I agreed to work essentially for free. In my head, I'm just like, you know, whatever. Long term, I think it'll just pay off for me. But so I just girl bossed a little too hard and I'm essential. Take me back to fucking COVID of 2020 where you're like an essential employee. Yep, I'm essential. I still have to work. No, I'm just kidding. I don't have to, but I chose to. In saying that I'm an essential employee, it does come with a little bit of like a guilty feeling because I'm not better than anybody. It just sucks. It sucks that people got furloughed. It sucks that it's so close to the holidays. Look, I'm still so paranoid. I'm like, let me wiggle my mouse because they're going to see that I'm offline. Girl, the whole company's offline. Who's going to see me? It comes with a guilty feeling because I'm not better than anybody. My job position, so I'm in accounting. I think that's the only reason. I pay the bills. And so who better than me? I mean, there are other people, don't get me wrong. But if they're trying to ride this wave out to see like what funding we need in order to know what to pay and like how to get caught up, you know, it's me. I have the relationships with certain people. I have the contacts for certain departments. Like I have a list of what needs to be paid, like to keep the overheads open, like overhead costs, like all of that stuff. And so that's the only reason why I'm needed. Obviously you have like the funding department. They're needed because they need to keep funding in hopes of getting funding. And then yeah, you have like various managers that they asked to stay. It just makes me feel slightly guilty because it's so close to the holidays. People, I mean, it's Christmas shopping. Like, oh my God, I can't imagine. I need to imagine, first of all, because I'm thinking like, oh, I still have work, but I mean, I get paid. So it's just a guilty feeling seeing everybody else like furloughed and seeing their like team's status go like white, like that they're offline, and it's just kind of like, dang, it sucks. My morale is definitely like down. I'm still trying to help the betterment of the company and where I can, but it's sad. I really do hope that they come through it, like, you know, pull through, because just last week hearing people say like their Christmas plans and what they're doing and holiday plans and stuff like that, and it's just like it's sad. And you know, like, I've never been laid off. I've never been fired. I've never been furloughed. Like I said, during COVID, I still had to work. So like, I don't know what the next steps are. I did file for unemployment when I first saw the email that we were furloughed. So I don't know what that means in terms of, like, do I need to retract my application since I technically still work? It wasn't in writing that they're asking me to still work. It was in writing. All I have is that I'm furloughed. So I don't know, but I did apply, which feels so weird because not even during COVID did I file for unemployment. So I'm like, what does this mean? Like, what do I do? I don't know. And I will say, I logged on to check, and I did not know that unemployment was like less than half of my paycheck. So I'm like, but hey, at least it'll cover my car note and my insurance, right? Because my boyfriend covers all other bills. So shout out to him. He's been a really great support system through all this, and my friends as well. My friends have all like asked me how I'm doing and all that stuff. So whatever, it's all gonna be fine, you know. If anything, now I have YouTube that I can focus on. So bet your bottom dollar that I will be editing this and uploading it in the same day. That usually doesn't happen for me, but it's gonna happen this time because I got all the time in the world. We're just staying optimistic and putting out positive energy that all good things will happen. So what are the next steps that I can take aside from sending out applications? And then mind you, I go out of the country next week for the holidays, for Christmas. So I'll be in Mexico. That's fun. On the bright side, because we're doing glass half full, at least I get to spend some extra time out there because I don't have to necessarily come back to work because work is, you know, I don't want to say done, but gone for right now, paused for right now. So yeah, positive side is I get to spend some more time in Mexico, and while I'm out there, definitely applying to different jobs and updating my resume, updating my LinkedIn, things of that nature, things to put my professional career forward. And here's the thing, I feel like, should I look for another job or should I wait? Because I still have a job that I'm committed to by saying that I would help them out. I'm trying to strategize and be logical instead of emotional. I'm giving myself a timeline in which I need to just focus on me. I'm taking this next chapter, or at least these next couple of weeks, to really focus on me and my growth and my healing things. I kept saying that I started Dahlia in Bloom to grow, right? To grow and glow and all those beautiful things. And so what better time than now when I have, what better chance than now to focus on me, like focus on healing and growing and just being the best version of myself and being truly intentional. I think when you're working a 9 to 5 or an 8 to 5, what have you, girl? Because I have none. I think when you're working, it's so easy to get distracted and lose sight of what your goals are because you're like so busy in your like day-to-day life and routine and stuff like that. Girl, I have all the time in the world. So yes, for right now, everything I'm doing is intentional. This is intentional. I'm trying to get somewhere, maybe with YouTube, or just a creative outlet for me to be able to vent and express how I feel. So yeah, I'm being intentional. There's definitely like a certain type of like anxiety that comes with the uncertainty, but you're still needed. So it's just kind of like, how long? Like, okay, I have about 2 more weeks than everybody else, but then is it my time too? So it's just a little bit more of like, you know? So at least I know that these next 2 weeks, I need to really watch my spending, tighten up that belt, and stop splurging on myself because I had a very bad habit of it. Just a couple weeks ago when I was attempting to go Christmas shopping, I was supposed to buy gifts for people and I ended up buying stuff for me. So can't be doing that anymore. And you know, I think the scariest part of being furloughed is not knowing, going into a little bit into what I just said, it's not knowing how long to hold your breath for. It's not that you lost your job and it's like, okay, I need to move on. Furloughed, it's like, hey, pause, we don't have money to pay you, but you're technically still employed. Not employed, it's just a suspension in your work, right? It's not a vacation, it's a pause, without pay. So it's like, how long do I hold on for? Especially me, who I'm still being asked to work. How long am I supposed to hold on for? And I think that's something that I don't know. And with that comes like the fear of starting over, fear of just, yeah. And if they do overcome it, if I'm being completely raw with you guys, if and when we overcome this, I think I'm always going to have that like trust issue with the company of like, is it going to happen again? Like, what are y'all doing to prevent this from happening next year? I don't have any of my answers yet, but I know what I'm capable of, and I know that with my degree and my resume and all of those things, I know that I will most definitely find another job if that's what it comes to. Evidently, I'm needed at this job, meaning that I'm good at what I do, and they asked me to stay or they asked me to help. So either that or they think I'm dumb. I don't know. Being furloughed doesn't erase my skill set and what I can provide. It just means the company needs to get it together. Point blank, period. But I'm curious if anybody else, especially having lived through COVID, has anybody else been furloughed? And if so, what did it look like for you? Or not even COVID, because that was like worldwide, like a pandemic, you know? But have you ever been furloughed due to company funds and stuff like that? And if so, what helped you in your moment of like this sort of limbo of not knowing if you were still being asked to assist where needed? What helped you through this limbo? You're like living in between, like, girlfriend, I don't have a job, but yeah, you do still have to, like, you're being asked to still do something, and I agreed to it. So it's like, I do, but I don't. So it's just a weird little place to be in right now. So I'm just curious if anybody has gone through this, and if so, are there any things that you can recommend that I do? Was filing for unemployment the right step to take? I just don't know. I don't know right now, and I hate not knowing. I love to be in control of the things that I do and the moves that I make and the plans that I make, you know? And right now, quite frankly, I do not know. I do not know. Do I need to go clean out my office? Just, can somebody tell me that I'm not dramatic for feeling this way? Chingo, like, that's all I want to know right now. Just tell me I'm completely valid in how I feel. It's the company's fault, not mine. You know, we always have somebody that we have to blame. Sometimes it makes us feel better. But all in all, I guess I was elite enough to not stop working, but not elite enough to still get paid. So I'm supposed to get a paycheck this Friday because we get paid weekly. So I should be getting a check this Friday, which feeds into Christmas. Should be getting a check this Friday the 19th and then one on the 26th. The one on the 26th is the one that I'm unsure about because that would be getting paid for this week that I've worked so far. So fun times. So like I said, if anybody has gone through this, please leave any suggestions down below, or just comforting words of advice to let me know that I am completely valid in how I feel, because your girl's stressing over here. I'm trying not to show it, but I definitely am stressing a little. So we may not know what's next, but what we do know is that we got to stay growing and blooming. And with that said, don't forget to comment down below and like this video. It's going to be like a little hug to me. So I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.